Hi Sabrina, good morning. How are you, Sabrina? Hi Huzaifa. Hi Attire. Waalaikumsalam. Suddenly I feel like a YouTube celebrity. Are you sick? I'm not sick. I just have a sore throat. I think because it's the weather. It's hot and then it's cold and I drink cold water. Hi Daniel. Hi Umaira. Good morning. I'm okay. I'm not sick. I just I know they say to jaga kesihatan, but like cold water on a hot day for berbuka is like so good. So yeah. Hi Hanis. Hanis Hanai. Morning everybody. There are 34, 33 of you in the class. Look, 33, 32. So we've got 32 people in the class. Who is Raita? Who's Raita? Hi Raita, whoever you are. Okay, can you hear me? Because I'll be standing, so I'll be away from the laptop. So if you can't hear me, let me know. Fitri. Okay, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Can? Hope you can. Good morning, Melissa. Oh, got great eyesight. I'm away from the laptop, but I can still see. So, but how are you now? Okay, great. Because I've been teaching while I sit down, and it's like I think it has caused my metabolic rate to go down. So this semester I'll be doing it standing up. Wish me luck in losing weight. Okay, so as I mentioned in our WhatsApp group, please fill in your attendance according to our proper schedule. Okay. Morning Atika. Morning Aidatul. Half the class now. 32, half will be 16. Tunggu lagi diorang, then I'll begin, yeah? I'm gonna sit down. 13? Mana seorang lagi? What happened? $14. People? Okay, 16. All right, I'm going to begin because we've got half already and it's already 8:05. Good morning, Intan. Intan, the CEO with the fluffy hair. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Today's session, we'll do it half here on YouTube and the other half will be on Google Meet. So for the girls, I strongly encourage you, right after this YouTube session, please go put on makeup because you will need to switch on your camera. And for the boys, please go mandi, put on nice clothes because we were doing something on Google Meet. So first half here, second half Google Meet. All right, second, please make sure that please make sure that you sign in your attendance according to the proper schedule. All right, what I'm doing today adalah I'm going to do a bit of a recap about what happened last week. So last week we did a prepared practice for your for this course, but a lot of you actually did formal meeting. Okay, a lot of you, not a lot of you, the entire class of you, the entire lot of you, you did in formal meeting. Okay, I can't remember. I think I have mentioned this, but I can't remember. So, this course, it has 3 assessments. The first assessment is informal meeting online. The second assessment is online formal meeting. And the third assessment is writing the minutes of the meeting. Okay, what you did last week, what everyone did last week, was preparing yourself a practice for the second assessment, which will take place in week 12 and week 13. So you guys dah macam speed things up. Grammar. Okay. Now, the thing is, in week 7, we will be having informal meeting. It will be done online, of course, because the name of that assessment is online informal meeting. Cumanya, none of you did any formal meeting last week. So, I will talk about informal meeting today. That's why we are doing things on YouTube, because I'll be giving a lecture. So, please type your answers in the chat box. I want to know what are the differences between formal meeting and informal meeting. Please type your opinions in the chat box. The differences between formal meeting and informal meeting. I'll give it about a few seconds. The chat box, yeah? Pali, tickum. Can see my wrinkles. So pretty. Okay, so the differences between, I think I need a ring light because it keeps going dark and then terang, informal meeting, unstructured. Okay, what do you mean by unstructured? Akma Aima Padya. What do you mean by unstructured? What is unstructured? What is unstructured? Unstructured. Tanpa struktur. Tak berstruktur. What does it mean? Tidak ada struktur. How? Where? Cinta. Otoke. Nobody? I want nobody but you. Nobody? Or am I lagging? No. Unstructured in terms of decision making. What do you mean by unstructured in terms of decision making? How? If I have proper shape, it has proper structure, but everyone is not. If you have a meeting and then you dah decide on something, tapi tiba-tiba macam tak perlulah semua orang ikut. What's the purpose of having a meeting? Oh, I buat meeting tapi I ada suggestion. Kita tak ikut pun tak apalah. Okay lah, tak payahlah. Semua orang suka hati, suka hati. What's the purpose of having a meeting, kan? The purpose, you have to remember, the purpose of having a meeting is to come up with, contoh, a decision or a solution. So if you do that, even though formal ke, if you have a meeting, tapi you macam, okay lah, this is the solution, tapi okay lah, kau ikut ke tak ikut ke tak apa, aku tak nak ikut, kau ikut lah. Why want a meeting? Wasting my time, tak go minum Starbucks seorang sambil tengok Netflix, right? No. Saya macam tak ada point ada meeting tu lah. Oh. It has intro, the content, conclusion, but there is no I. Mau saya put dalam handset. No I. There is no I in MC lots of words. Okay, so let's talk about the simple, the general, the basic differences between a formal meeting and informal meeting. First of all, you must always remember that um, when we have a meeting, you have to fikir what's the purpose of us having a meeting. So we have a meeting bukan untuk berjumpa dengan crush kita. Oh, my crush is in this office. I want to have a meeting with my crush. No. Or you want to have a meeting so, oh, I miss my girlfriends in the office. I want to meet my friends. And all right. So when you have a meeting, regardless of it being informal ke, formal ke, there must always be a purpose. And the purpose is always to come up with a solution, to come up with decision, to solidify something, to justify untuk, when something is loose, you want to tighten it, okay? So that is the purpose of having a meeting. So kalau you say informal meeting ni, dia tak ada structure in decision making, jadi tak ada purpose lah kita buat meeting. Macam, okay, aku decide aku nak colour pink, kau nak colour kuning, tapi tak kisahlah, colour biru pun boleh lah. Cuma satu ni kan? Okay, so you can't say that. Cuma yang beza dia is that, my mascara is like, I don't know something wrong. Okay, the beza is a few things. First, the beza is that informal meeting is always ad hoc, meaning it's not planned, it's not prepared, it's tiba-tiba. For example, something happened. For example, something happened. You have an event coming up, and then suddenly your the head of the event is MIA sebab apparently last night they broke up with a girlfriend. So she broke up with a boyfriend. So today dia macam when she off the phone, dia pergi like I don't know where she is. So the event is starting in about 3 hours. You can't contact her. That's apa tu Izul. So you can't contact her. The event you nak launch ni starting in 3 hours. So kita dapat macam mana? What to do? So you will call an emergency meeting secara ad hoc, and that will be informal meeting sebab it's not planned, it's not prepared. It's always selalunya kebanyakannya lah most of the time for cases of emergency macam tu. Itu satu. Kalau macam formal meeting, the meeting will always be planned ahead. It will be prepared. You will have a secretary or a person in charge who will send out an email telling everybody, okay, minggu depan, ke depan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, minggu depan kita ada meeting, management oleh blah 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 blah. And then you will have a memo given, you get a memo given by somebody in the department, and then you will get if you have a WhatsApp group, formal WhatsApp group, you will have a WhatsApp message saying, okay, Assalamualaikum, greetings, salam sejahtera, minggu depan akan berlangsungnya meeting pertama, blah 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 blah. So that is the what I would say one of the main differences. One of the main differences between a formal and informal meeting. So informal, ad hoc, tiba-tiba je jadi, because like in the case of an emergency. Formal, dia macam tu lah, plan, prepared, dah tahu dah. The objective is laid out, who will be present is laid out, the issues will be laid out. So informal ni dia nothing, it's just okay, one issue je, this person is missing. So siapa-siapa ada, okay, kita buat meeting, let's go settle. So that is one of the differences between informal meeting and formal meeting. But both these meetings, dia punya objective adalah still to come up with a solution, to come up with a decision, things like that, okay? And then, another difference between formal and informal meeting with the issues. Okay, so formal meetings, the issues will be formal. Contoh, there is a sexual harassment issue in the office yang melibatkan the CEO punya anak with the janitor, cerita Korean drama sangat kan. So you need to resolve that tanpa, without this cerita leaking out to the media and like satu Malaysia find out the story. So you have to find solution lah, macam nak settlekan this issue, nak pergi mahkamah ke whatever. So the issue has to be formal and very serious. Okay, now informal meeting, the issue is, for example, Encik Abu is going to bersara in like next 2 weeks. So you have an informal meeting to plan for his apa orang kata tu, retirement party, or Siti and Ali in the department are going to get married next month. So you're planning a majlis pra-perkahwinan, like celebratory mini party in the office. So the issues are macam tu. It's not fun, but it's like not as serious as formal meeting punya issue, because you can't talk about what to do kalau ada kes-kes sexual harassment ni in an informal meeting. Okay? So far so good, clear? You guys clear? So far so good between the two differences? Arasa? Minna wakarimashita ka? Kikoenai desu ka? Sugoi desu. Hontou ni wakarimashita ka? Minna doko desu ka? Minna doko desu ka? Arigatou gozaimasu. 今日はいい天気ですね。Orang tak dengar telefon. Okay, now. Otoke back there. Okay, as I was saying, so that there are two differences. Another difference would be in a formal meeting, you will have, for example, the CEO of your company will be present, the head of department will be present, your manager will be present, and if you are working in a faculty, your dean will be present, or if you are in an academic setting, your timbalan dekan, apa tu panitia, NCAA, all the like big shot management people will usually be there. Kalau tak big shot pun, it's always like there'll be like apa tu orang kata, the management lah, basically the top management ke the lower end sikit, the management will be there. Okay, that is usually for the formal meeting. But informal meeting, number one, like I said, because it is ad hoc, like in the case of tadi your friend yang break up with the boyfriend and then suddenly gone tu kan. Okay, so informal meeting, dia punya guest, whoever is available. In the case of emergency, siapa available at that time. So, it doesn't have to be, like I said, because it's not planned. Kenapa dia gelap? Why Gure so gelap? Hang on, these green lights. Okay, so number one, it should be whoever is present at that moment, yang working towards the same goal to solve that issue, or in the case of like planning a birthday party for one of your work colleagues, or planning like a majlis persaraan. Okay, the people involved in an informal meeting are just work friends. People young, can be work friends or people who are present at the same time. And masih tengah ada problem. Okay? Because it's usually dia macam tak perlu preparation. Like you don't have to send a memo, you don't have to send an email, you don't have to send a WhatsApp saying, okay, kita akan ada an ad hoc meeting. So it just macam dan tu je. Or if you send pun dia macam like a few minutes before, a few hours before, sekejap macam, korang tinggal pukul 3 ada isu lah macam tu. Okay, clear? So itu adalah some of the differences between formal and informal meeting. Yeah? Okay, next. Let's talk about the venue. So informal meeting, like I said, it can be done anywhere and everywhere. It can be done, for example, at Starbucks, like a few of you did last week tu. I forgot which group yang buat Starbucks tu. You can't do a formal meeting dekat Starbucks. So your meeting was formal, but you did it dekat Starbucks, so dia tak jadi formal meeting. So informal meeting je yang you boleh buat kat Starbucks, Coffee Bean, or under the tree in KLCC punya park or something like that. So places yang informal macam tu, that one is for informal meeting. So it can be done, contoh the event tadi, like the head to hilang tiba-tiba, and ada meja kopi kat sebelah kat kedai Starbucks. Your event tu takes place dekat this mall yang ada Starbucks. You can all go to that Starbucks to settle that issue. Okay, so, tapi kalau formal meeting, the place, the venue has to be a formal place. For example, dalam meeting room of that company, or in a small room in that building, or mana-mana lah. Okay, the venue pun different. So anything that's macam cafe or kedai makan or under the tree is only for informal meeting. Formal, specific and very proper place. Yang you dah bagi tahu awal. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, minggu depan akan berlangsung satu meeting yang akan diadakan di Dewan Angkasa Raya tingkat 3, Jabatan sekian-sekian. We did informative, but I think we missed the difference. It's okay. What we did last week was a practice. So from your practice, you will realize sendiri, oh, this is what we did. Oh, this is what we should have done. This is what we shouldn't have done. So that's why I always start my classes by getting students to buat benda dulu. If I explain, korang tak nampak. So this is my way of teaching. I want you guys to get the feel, get the hang, and then we'll talk about it. So I'm not saying it's wrong. It's fine. Because it was a practice and I didn't say anything. I said buat je. I didn't say macam this is what you have to do, tak ada. I just said buat je. Okay? Then now you understand. So easy, right? Okay. Now let's talk about attire. In an informal meeting, because it's always macam laid back, casual, you can actually, during the assessment, you can actually wear like collared t-shirt or whatever. Tapi kalau like in the real world, informal meeting, like say in the case of the kawan yang hilang tiba-tiba tu, you can't tiba-tiba nak balik rumah nak tukar baju just because you're going to an informal meeting kan. Wear whatever you want to wear lah. And then kalau it's for a birthday party yang you dah pagi tadi you dah datang kerja, you dah pakai baju kerja, takkan you just because it's informal you nak balik tukar baju. Dot lah kan. So you just be wearing whatever you are wearing right now. But then for the purpose of the assessment, if you want to wear something that's casual, it's fine. Okay. Now, formal meeting will depend on which organization you are working at. So, if you are working, we have that company yang a fashion company. So, tak ada lah orang tukar blazer sangat. Even the CEO pun will have like fake eyelashes and like lipstick color merah and like baju glamour because they work in a fashion company or makeup company. If your company is like the courier company, apa tahu nama I forgot lah your courier company tu. Apa tak tahu lupa dah ingat lah. Tapi if it's a courier company, of course like even the CEO pun will be wearing tapi janganlah round neck, pakailah collar neck. So it depends on your company. If you are in a film company kan, you won't be wearing like corporate punya baju. So it really depends on your company. So keep this in mind, even when in real life, even in the real world, whatever you're wearing to work will depend on your organization. Say you are working with Petronas, so you can't go to work kalau kat Petronas tu pakai baju koyak-koyak t-shirt kirai tu macam mana. You have to pakai proper. But if you are an artist and you own an art gallery and you are the boss, so you can just wear whatever you want. So it depends on which organization you will be working at, and for the purpose of this test, it will depend on your organization that you have created. Okay, so baju wise, it really depends. There's no fixed rule to whatever you're wearing. So if you work in McDonald's, for example, and you are having a meeting, so all the McDonald's workers, they're wearing t-shirts kan, the collar neck t-shirt. So takkan nak balik rumah pakai blazer just because you're having a formal meeting. So attire wise, please keep to whatever company that you have created. Follow your company in your profile. If you are in a fashion company, so okay, makeup company, unless you want to go all dressed up because you're the CEO and you every day come with a blazer, then it's fine. But there'll be like marks for that, so it will follow your company's profile. Okay, clear? Like imagine if your boss is Michael Ang, I don't think like he will come to work in a blazer. So yeah, if your boss pun macam dress up macam tu, so it's fine. So like I said, there's no like fixed rule pasal baju, so don't really worry so much. Okay, next let's talk about the language. Now, thank you guys for responding. Okay, let's talk about the language. When you work later, okay, you'll be working in Malaysia. A lot of you will be working in Malaysia. Maybe some will migrate and go to Singapore ke, or Japan ke, or pergi overseas, pergi UK, pergi US, pergi Australia. Then it's fine. But for the lot of you who will be working in Malaysia, you'll realize that the language spoken or used during a meeting is usually bahasa Melayu. Cumanya for EWC 663 takkan kita nak guna bahasa Melayu because it's an English course, so you will need to use English. However, keep in mind this is just for the purpose of this course. In the real world, you'll be using bahasa yang digunakan di pejabat kamu lah. So if you're working in a government company, government agency, government institution, if you work with the government, macam I pergi kerajaan, senang cakap. You working with the government, you'll be using bahasa Melayu, even though you are from like an English faculty or apa-apa, generally you'll be using bahasa Melayu. And all surat-surat rasmi, all the memos that you will be sending regarding nak buat meeting ke apa, selalunya kebanyakan 99% of the time, to start that statistic yang buat sendiri, will be done in bahasa Melayu. Because you can't, even if, let's say you work in an English faculty, so kerani kat bawah tu bukannya English graduates, you can't go down, oh Kak Siti, can you photostat this for me on 10 copies of this double pages and please send it to me by like later in the afternoon. Mestilah tak kan. So a lot of you'll be using bahasa Melayu. It's just that for this course sahaja you'll be using English, even if you're talking to the kerani, even if your kerani is present in your meeting, the kerani will be using English. Okay, now next, if you're working with a private company, then that depends on your boss or your CEO. If your boss or your CEO is the kind of person who likes to use English, then there's a high possibility that the language used in your meeting will be English. Okay, or if you have like international, if you're working with an international company and branch tu macam usually will be in English. Or if you've got Chinese, you've got other races, Indians yang bukan totally Melayu, chances are mungkin akan ada guna English. Okay, so itu pasal bahasa apa yang digunakan. Next, we talk about gaya bahasa. I think it's called gaya bahasa. Okay, you know how many of you, young people, you use words like, why do I look so fat? It's so stressful. Anyways, as I was saying, many of you use the words like gonna, coulda, kinda, gotta, wanna, and then you use like lit lah, and then tertidur or icang, I use that too lah kan. Okay, in a formal meeting, you can't say to your boss, you just say you're presenting your, you're presenting lah you punya graph. So as you can see, boss, Madam CEO, Sir CEO, the graph goes down and up. It's so ichang. I feel so ichang when I see the graph like that. I mean, you can't do that. You all know that's something I don't have to teach. So words like that, please don't use it in a formal meeting. Okay? In an informal meeting, you can lah, can. Cumanya in real life, you absolutely can. Because like I said, in an informal meeting, in real life, it'll be with a group of friends, it'll be with whoever is around. Let's say, like I said, in the case of that person yang hilang tiba-tiba, dia apa hal tu, terciduk lah. You can use words like that in an informal meeting in real life. But for the purpose of this course, for the purpose of this test that we will be doing in week 7, you can't say words like that in the informal meeting assessment. You can't say, oh, I feel so banana because of this lady. She is so banana or whatever, So, don't know. Try to keep it, it can be semi-formal, macam tu. Tapi try to keep it as proper as possible because it's a test. In real life, usually in real life, it's a different thing. Okay. Now let's talk about joking. I think I covered this last week during your presentation. Now, in an informal meeting, you can make a joke. Uh, I can't think of a joke, but you boleh lah, you boleh. But please make sure that you don't make jokes yang very racist. Don't make jokes yang very sexist. Don't make jokes about a person's body or a person's appearance. That's just very rude. Ataupun don't make a joke about how a person is still single even though dah tua. Things like that, it's not a funny joke. Okay, so try to avoid making insensitive jokes or jokes yang might cause people to hate you or talk about you behind your back. Because dia ni mulut tadi curi ke? Dia pakar ke? Tak pakar pun. Don't try not to. Now, in a formal meeting, try not to make a joke. Jangan presentation dah. Graf tu turun dah. Gila. Macam height macam. So, in a formal meeting, try not to make a joke. In an informal meeting, you can lah, but you can. But careful lah. Jangan macam, ataupun like cakap in the case of that, yang person yang gone missing because she broke up with the boyfriend. So you can make, habis ni bos manja kita makan, jom. You can lah do that boleh. Formal meeting jangan, so CEO, see the graph is going up, later you can belanja us. You know, formal meeting you die, confirm you die. So, try to avoid things like that. Okay? Clear? For someone? Kalau you tak ada, if you have understood what I just said, please type the word yellow. Type the word yellow in the chat section. Then I know you have understood and you have listened to me. Type the word yellow. 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 High five. Lain main nama sobat yellow. Hamba understood this. Oh, my sister has a lot of props I can use for teaching because she just got married. So she has things like this. And then she has things like, oh my god, look at this. This is so cute. Oh my god, balik. She's got married. She's got a lot of them props that I can use. She doesn't know that I'm using her things. The things. This is cute, right? Okay. Okay, so for your assessment for your online informal meeting, which will happen in week 7 and 8, okay, you will be in a group of 7 to 8 people. I think 7 to 8 people, I think. 7 to 8 people, right? And then you'll get about, I can't remember, I'll let you know, I think, just have a look. Let me just quickly have a look. 20 minutes. So the online informal meeting will be 20 minutes for the presentation. I'll give you the situation on the spot. You'll get time to you will get time to prepare, and then you have 20 minutes to present. Okay. So for the informal meeting, you don't have to send me like a memo or a or or an email. You don't have to send me anything. You just show up for the test and you just do the test. Now, for the formal meeting, which will happen in week 12 and week 13, I'm okay. I just have batuk. Fikri has batuk because it's very hot now. Like during the day, it's hot, and then during petang it'll be raining, and then the cuaca is like very like that, and then I teach in the aircon, I sleep in the aircon, and then I drink ice, sejuk. Tak jaga because I'm not a penyanyi. If I sing, you all die. So, tak jaga dia batuk kat muka kau. Lepas tu buat batuk tak boleh makan. Puasa patah muka kau. Adik lah tu isu I. So sad. Apa dah cakap? Baby pasal apa? Okay. So, back on track. For the informal meeting, you do not have to send me any memos or anything macam email ke apa. Just show up for the test. But for the formal meeting, before the meeting, you will need to send me a pura-pura invitation to the meeting. So it can be in the form of a memo, it can be in the form of an email, or keeping up with the current trend, keeping up with the Kardashian. It can be in the form of a WhatsApp message. So send that. You don't have to send it before. I mean, in the real world, you have to send it before. For this test, just send it after the meeting. Because how would you know your topic, kan? So send it after your meeting. So it can be, like I said, in the form of a memo, in the form of an email, or in the form of a WhatsApp. Okay? So clear? So we have another assessment, which is the writing the minutes of a meeting. To later lah we talk. So they just want to focus on formal and informal meeting. Okay? So I think I've covered everything I need to cover in a formal and formal meeting. So I will open the floor to questions. Do you have any questions to ask me? Question is also. As I wait, I'm going to show you some of the show you test. Amin. Who knows this year I can't win. And then, okay, I can't use this. May I know when? The informal meeting in Tan Munira, my beautiful sweet hair CEO, will be in week 7 and week 8, because half of you will be doing it in week 7 and the other half will be doing it in week 8. So we get about 2 weeks because we have a small number of people in the class, so it's a small group, so we get about 2 weeks. Kalau we have a big group, kita akan start week 6, but because our group is semua, we'll start in week 7. Week 7 is bila? Ingat I. Nantilah kita tengok. Week 7 is 18 May punya minggu tu, which is my birthday. Make sure to belikan hadiah untuk I. Any more questions? Usually in class, while I wait for questions or whatever, I'll be like this lah. Like this. He's always right. No more questions? What's this? Game suka siapa? Who is in this game? Now, when I teach standing, I see a lot of things. Nanti saya sepak by the end of every class, sepak. How long that we need to prepare after this topic? Generally, roughly, I think you get about less than 10 minutes. Macam tu. Like 8 minutes kot, 8 to 10 minutes. Tak lama. Sebab you don't have to buat script. Okay. Good question though, Attire. What happened was during the preparation that you did the first last week and the week before that, you had time to prepare a script. So because I give you the task like way ahead of time, way ahead lah. So you were able to create a script, right? So you had scripts. For this test, you will not be having enough time to create a script. So the presentation will be spontaneous. It'll be dan tu je, because the purpose of this test is apart from testing your proper format tu, it wants to test your language. So you only get about 8 to 10 minutes to prepare, because you'll be doing in point form lah, apa you nak cakap, and then you'll be saying it out. So because it wants to test your language, so that's why it's an English course. Okay, so that's roughly the amount of time you'll get to prepare. And then you get 30 minutes to present, and then that's it. So secara kasarnya, each group will have about 30 minutes, including preparation time. And then there'll be time yang macam, Miss, my internet is not working. Miss, my laptop is not working. So that's why half of you will be doing it in week 7 and another half will be doing it in week 8. Next question. Ew. I'm cute. Any question? No more? I hope I answered you. This is so cute. Okay, so I think it's quite clear kan sebab you kan cikgu bagus, all you understand kan. What's going to happen is now is it 41. So I'm going to give you time to bersiap, put on your makeup, put on your lipstick, go pakai baju cantik, or if you can rush, quickly iron your tudung, or for the guys, aku keep put on apa tu panggil binatang tu, pomade, aku put on pomade, because at 9 I'll be seeing you on Google Meet. I'll be giving you the link, and then I'll be seeing you at 9. Okay, we'll be doing something on Google Meet. So thank you for today, and I'll see you pukul 9 dekat Google Meet. I'll give you the link dalam WhatsApp. Yeah? Okay, so goodbye everybody. Thank you for attending. See you. Bye-bye. Good night. Good night. Bye. Bye, Sabrina.